Say hi. Say hi. Hi guys. Today my co-star is Parker, who refuses to nap. He likes to make little sounds and try to talk. I feel like he got that from me. The two of us are constantly chattering away, right? I apologize for the yellow lighting. Now that it's winter, I don't have the wonderful natural light past like 2 p.m. So, and also, it's weird. I don't think I ever noticed until today when I sat down to film this video, but my living room didn't come with a light. Like, you know how there's usually a light in the ceiling? There isn't one in our living room. I don't know, that seems abnormal to me. But anyway, we're working with a lamp and the room is yellow because of my yellow walls, and that's okay. So we just got home from Parker's Christmas photo shoot, and he looks adorable in it, of course. And I'm really happy with the photos of him. But I got in a few of the photos and I hate them. And I kind of realized that I haven't liked a photo of me since I got pregnant. So actually, it's beyond photos. I haven't liked the way I've looked since I got pregnant. And you know what's funny about that is I always, wanted to have a baby, and I always imagined that when I was pregnant I was gonna have this cute little bump and be glowing and love it, and love wearing all the outfits that show the bump and all that cute stuff. But I felt hideous throughout my pregnancy. I just felt like a gigantic whale, like a beached whale at all times. And I never enjoyed going to the store and picking out outfits to show off my bump. In fact, I was kind of trying to wear loose things to not show the bump. And that's another thing. I always thought I was gonna take the bump photos every month or week or however they do it. I don't even know, because I didn't do it. I barely took any bump pictures. And I regret that so much now. But the reason I didn't do that was because I was so bothered by the way that I looked. I didn't feel like I was glowing. I didn't feel cute. I didn't feel any of the things I thought I would feel. And it wasn't just because pregnancy felt like I had a parasite in my body and I was just ill. But it was also just because, and I hate saying this because it sounds bad, but I'm going to say it because the whole purpose of these videos is to say the things that, are kind of hard to say and that not everybody wants to admit. I'm going to tell you the thing that I don't like to say, and that's my whole life I had been really thin. My whole life I'd been small. I'd always been an extra small or a small. I'd never really had to work hard for that. I just, I could eat whatever I wanted and I was thin. And so for the first time in my life, I was experiencing not fitting things because of weight gain. And I know this sounds like, wow, what a humble problem. Like, what a skinny bitch thing to say. And I guess it is. But I don't mean it to sound like a bitch or vain or conceited or anything like that. It's just like, it was a humbling moment in my life when suddenly I couldn't just walk into Forever 21, grab a crop top off the rack in a size extra small, and feel good about myself. Because when I was young and single and not pregnant, I felt good about myself all the time. I was, in my own mind, attractive. You know, I was confident in myself. I believed I could get away with wearing these things and doing these things and looking this way, and it came sort of easily. And then when I became pregnant, that started to disappear. He's laughing at that. Yeah, you started to take the beauty out of me. But it did. It started to disappear. You know, my face grew in size, my hips grew in size, my stomach obviously grew in size. Everything grew in size but my boobs. So like the one thing that I thought I might, you know, get. Everything just kind of started to just go downhill. And I don't know, maybe if I was older, that would have been an easier thing to accept, although I don't want to say that because I think it's a hard thing to accept no matter how old you are. But maybe it played a factor that I was 22 and there were so many other 22-year-olds that looked so much better and could wear these little crop tops, and I was starting to become this big pregnant thing. And my husband and a lot of people say that that's crazy. They're like, Montana, you it's not like you got fat, you got pregnant, you were pregnant. And it's like, yeah, I know that. I know that that's what happened. But I think that it's this body dysmorphia thing. It's this... It's hard to look in the mirror and see something you don't recognize. Because for the longest time, I was very aware of what I looked like and happy with what I looked like, for the most part. And suddenly that was going away, and it was going away at a rapid rate. You know, I think that as we age, we all lose parts of our looks that we, you know, that we like. Our hair goes gray, we get wrinkly, we start to sag, we, you know, gain weight and whatever. But it's kind of gradual. But through the 9 months of my pregnancy, like from 9 months, like that was a huge leap for me to... I gained 60 pounds when I was pregnant. That's more than some people, it's less than some people. The number didn't really matter. It was the fact that my body was taking on a shape that I wasn't comfortable with. And it's not like it ended when I gave birth, right? And when I first had Parker, like I remember one of the hardest things was that when I was like 3 weeks postpartum, somebody asked me when I was due, and was like looking at my stomach, I was like, oh, when are you due? And I wasn't due. I was 3 weeks postpartum. And it's now 7 months since I had Parker. And I have lost almost all the weight that I gained when I was pregnant with him. But it's not the weight. I'm a comfortable weight. I have no problem with the weight that I'm at. And I'm not trying to complain because I know that there are people that would like to be my weight, so I'm not trying to say that I'm overweight or anything like that. What I'm actually trying to say is it has nothing to do with the number on the scale. It's the fact that when I look in the mirror, I feel like I don't look like anything like the 22-year-old confident girl that I was before getting pregnant. I'm not 22 anymore, I'm 23, but you get what I'm saying. And I went from this person who literally only wore like little teeny tiny skimpy little crop tops and things, feeling good about herself, feeling attractive and sexy and all these things, to somebody who, even when I try now, I'm still not happy. Like, these photos that we got taken today, like looking at them makes me depressed, like makes me want to cry because of how I look in them. And I mean, I love the fact that Parker's in them, and don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade Parker to look like how I looked before, but it's a huge adjustment to accept the new way that you look. Because I don't care what anybody says, pregnancy and childbirth alters your body forever. You know, my husband always says like, oh, you'll look like that again or whatever, and he means it in a nice way. It's not, he thinks that's comforting because he struggles with being comforting, but in his mind saying to me, oh, like, you're gonna look like that again is comforting, but it's like, I'm not, you know, like my hips are a different shape now. My stomach is a different texture now. I've got that little mom pooch, and I've got the stretch marks. Even though they're faded, I have them. And like every part of my body naked is not the body I had before. And I strongly believe I will not have that body again. You know? And that is a hard thing to accept. And I think that it's something that a lot of us struggle with postpartum, is coming into our new normal in regards to everything. Not just your daily routine, but also what you look like. And finding clothes for your new body. And like the fact that I go into stores now and I look through the racks and I'm like, oh no, like that shirt's not long enough, like it has to be this long, that shirt's too tight, that shirt, like, and also like, I don't know what has plagued our earth that every store has to sell primarily rompers, bodysuits, and crop tops, but it's really pissing me off. It's really hard to adjust to the way that you look, and every day is a new struggle of acceptance, and it does get me down a lot, you know, because you should have napped, you goof. You're tired. When I first had Parker and I was first recovering from surgery, I developed a bit of what I would consider an eating disorder and body dysmorphia. Nothing super crazy, because I kind of snapped out of it, but for a while there I was just not really eating. And I kept telling myself that I was being healthy, like that's why I wasn't eating. Like, you know, I was watching my body and my weights. It's like, no, I wasn't just not eating bad, I was just not eating. I was having like a smoothie in the morning and then like nothing. And there are days that are kind of like that now, but it's mostly just because I have Parker, and you know, sometimes there are days like that now because you have a baby and you have a lot of responsibility. But I was really I was starving myself. But I looked in the mirror and I still felt fat. It's different now. I don't feel fat. I don't like the word fat. I don't feel overweight. I don't feel like I don't feel like I have a bad body weight or anything like that. I just feel like I'm mourning the version of myself that I used to look like. And I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but it's like nowadays, like my husband or other men or people will say like, oh, well, like, for having a baby, you look really good. Like, for having a baby, you look really good. I love that. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to look good for having a baby. Like, I just want to look good, period. I don't want to look good in comparison to, you know, what other mom you're comparing me to. I want to look good in comparison to, like, another 23-year-old girl. But that's insane, right? Because it's not fair to compare me to a 23-year-old girl who's never had a baby. And it's also not fair for moms to be compared to each other either. Like, this whole thing, like, oh, you look good for having a baby, like, you look better than that other mom. Like, I don't like that either. I guess it's just like, I don't really care about these people saying, like, you look good for having a baby, or you look good compared to that other mom, or you look good compared to blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't want that at all. I just want to look in the mirror and think that I look good just for me. Like, I just want to look like a good version of myself. That's the point of this video. I'm not really sure. I think maybe just to tell you that, you know, if you look in the mirror and you're still accepting the version of yourself that you see now that you didn't see before, and that's hard for you, just know that I think it's hard for a lot of us, maybe even all of us, because having a baby does alter your body forever. There are, of course, things you can change. You can lose the weight that you've gained. You can, you know, some people get tummy tucks, some people get breast lifts. Like, there are things you can do and whatever, but at the end of the day, your body is different. Parker got bored of listening to my complaining and he's over there playing now. But anyway, what I was going to say is, you know, that old body of mine that I was so confident in and thought was so fantastic, you know, that body hadn't done anything special. But the body I have now is a result of having my son, and I just have to keep reminding myself that obviously it was worth it. So, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me rant, complain, babble as usual. If you do like listening to my videos, I would really appreciate any sort of feedback, you know, like, comment, subscribe, message me, anything. Like, I mean, I'll just sit here talking to myself and that's fine, but it makes me feel so much better when you guys reach out to me and tell me that you like the video or that something I said resonates with you or whatever. Like, seriously, I might have very few subscriptions and very few views and likes, but every one that I do have means so much to me. So if you are new, welcome, and if you've been watching or if you've been watching since I started, thank you for your support. I hope by me talking about my postpartum experiences that you don't feel so alone in your own. And that's all for me today, guys. Take care. Bye.